Welcome, everybody! So, as you've probably noticed by now, this video is a little different. Mainly sped up and a lot shorter than my other videos. And this is because of a boss fight that is coming up pretty soon here. It's the majority of the video, and the original commentary consisted of me going, "Oh goodness!" 1,000 times. So I decided to be nice and put a little effort into things and speed up the video. I wanted to do something a little more elegant, mainly take the boss fight part of things, speed that up, but leave everything around it intact. Unfortunately, in order to do this, I would have to split up the video into 3 parts, which would mean rendering it 3 times, and then speeding up the boss fight part, which would require rendering it a 4th time, and then editing the audio itself, because the editor that I use only edits the video. It does not edit the audio, although it will cut out audio any place that you make a cut. So that much it can do, but it can't speed up the audio when you speed up a certain section, which is a little annoying. So I decided to take the easy way out and just speed up the entire video and redo the commentary. The music that you're hearing right now is actually from the Parasite Eve movie. Not only that, it's by Hisaishi, who's probably most well known for doing the music for a bunch of Miyazaki films. Not all of them, but most of them. He's done a ton of stuff outside of that. And, you know, I don't think Hisaishi has made a bad composition, so the Parasite Eve soundtrack is pretty great. And I have no clue what is going on with these creatures. As far as I know, this is the only time they appear in the game. Or at least, this is the only time I've seen them. I think they're trying to go for like a Bugs Bunny thing. You know how when Bugs Bunny is underground, it makes a little dirt mound? I think that's what that's supposed to be. Doesn't quite work. And here we see Aya running and fast forward, which is hilarious. Anyway, I talk a bit more about the Parasite Eve movie in future, or I will be talking about the Parasite Eve movie in a future video. To give you an idea of where I am right now, I'm very near disc 2. So, in fact, the next video I'm going to be making will be getting us to the second disc. Soon I can figure out how to switch to a second disc using this emulator that I'm using. Words. Anyway. More of this weird plant thing. Oh, here I talk about the little symbol on the bottom left. The little beaker. Whatever that is. And that's the timer for the debuff, which I think is poison. And here we are, the boss fight. The Wörms. Oh. This boss fight is actually probably the best boss fight I've encountered so far. Outside of this, I've encountered 3 other bosses, I believe. And this is probably the most interesting. Unfortunately, it's a bit ill-conceived due to the fact that it's very difficult to judge where you are relative to other objects on the screen. You wouldn't think it would be that difficult, but it is. Whether it's due to just the odd collision or the perspective, I don't know. Maybe it's all the above. But it's really hard to figure out where things are relative to you. It's difficult to explain. It just doesn't feel right, I guess. The other bosses, I don't want to spoil any of them, but one of them is particularly uninspired to me. Here you have this slime thing, this mitochondria morphing creatures into monsters, and you can use the entirety of your imagination to create monsters. And the monster that they go with one of the designs, or rather the designs that they go with one of the monsters, forgive me, is just, why? Why would you do that? Why do we need more of this? Ah, whatever. It's kinda eh. To be fair, these worms aren't that inspired either, so there's that. I believe it's in this video that I address... Yeah, I address the whole confusing Jim the camera operator with Daniel. Not sure how I did that. I guess it's because I was playing Batman Arkham Asylum prior to this, and Batman's sidekick for the first 30 minutes of that game is Jim Gordon, the Commissioner. And Batman always refers to him as Jim. So, I guess I kind of wanted that dynamic. Excuse me. Or to make Batman jokes, but alas, not the case. So I'm doing this post-commentary thing, and it's something that I've actually experimented with in the past. And the only reason why I don't do it is due to the fact that you are always going to end up playing the game twice, basically. Or, well, you're going to spend twice the amount of time on the project. So, if the game takes 5 hours to complete, you're going to have to be on the project for 10 hours. More than that because of editing and rendering. I actually do have an LP that I never uploaded because I never finished it, that I did entirely in post-commentary. But, I just couldn't really push myself through it. I'd love to return to it at some point. I think a way for me to do it, for me to be comfortable with it, would be to record the entire game from beginning to end, and then take all the videos and put commentary over them. That would be one way to do it. But for the most part, it kind of defeats the purpose as to why I do these videos, which is mostly just because. Like, I can, basically. There are other reasons, but that's pretty much the main one. Just because. We're almost done here. As you saw, did die once. and starting to get the hang of healing a bit sooner and more frequently, and also figure out how to deal with the final form. Which is not obvious and not intuitive and just comes off as very clunky. That's basically the combat in this game in a nutshell. I will put a link to the music in the description, or rather the playlist. It's well worth checking out, as is the movie. Also, listen to this. You hear that? That's actual singing. No, I kinda been down on MIDI. And it's not that I dislike MIDI. Quite the opposite. The issue is that when you try to simulate an actual instrument, or an entire orchestra or live band, your results are not going to be great. Unless your goal is to not have it sound like the real thing, and you try to make the most out of it, and you be a little creative, then you'll get something pretty cool. I will point to George the Fat Man Singer, who's done a bunch of fantastic stuff with MIDI. But he's also combined MIDI with real instruments and all that, so he knows the limitations, unlike some others who try to force or shoehorn MIDI in ways that it's not really meant to be shoehorned. We are almost done here. Goodness, listen to this woman. Just going all out. It's still going. Though I don't want to give the impression that I dislike the music in this game, because it's actually pretty good for the most part. In fact, the movie soundtrack is kind of close to what this is. So there's that. Anywho, glad everything seems to be staying on screen long enough for you to be able to read comfortably. And with that, as always, thanks for watching. Take care. Will cut out audio any place that you make a cut, so that much it can do, but it can't speed up the audio when you speed up a certain section, which is a little annoying. So I decided to take the easy way out and 3 times, and then speeding up the boss fight part, which would require rendering it a 4th time, and then editing the audio itself, because the editor that I use only edits the video. It does not edit the audio, although it pretty soon here. It's the majority of the video, and the original commentary consisted of me going, "Oh goodness," 1,000 times. So I decided to be nice and put a little effort into things and speed up the video. I wanted to do something a little more elegant. Mainly take the boss fight part of things, speed that up, but leave everything around it intact. Unfortunately, in order to do this, I would have to split up the video into 3 parts, which would mean rendering it. Welcome, everybody! So, as you've probably noticed by now, this video is a little different. Mainly sped up and a lot shorter than my other videos. And this is because of a boss fight that is coming up